The Peugeot 205 GTI is one of the most iconic hot hatches ever built, a car that earned legendary status among enthusiasts in the 1980s and 1990s for its lightweight build, razor-sharp handling, and raw driving excitement. Now, in 2026, Peugeot has revived the 205 GTI, reimagining this classic for the modern era. This rebirth is not just a nostalgic exercise but a serious attempt to fuse the DNA of the original with today's engineering and technological advancements. The 2026 Peugeot 205 GTI has sparked waves of excitement among purists and new generation car lovers alike. But does it live up to the mythos of its predecessor? At first glance, the 2026 205 GTI looks unmistakably like a 205. Peugeot's design team has done a masterful job blending retro aesthetics with modern design language. The car retains the original's boxy silhouette, short overhangs, and iconic rear quarter windows, but every detail has been sharpened and modernized. LED headlights sit where the rectangular halogens once lived, and the taillights now use a three-claw motif, echoing Peugeot's latest design theme. A wider stance, subtly flared wheel arches, and aggressive 18-inch alloy wheels give the new GTI a squat, performance-ready posture. The paint options include tributes to the old-school colors like Miami Blue and Valonga Red, with matte and gloss finishes adding a premium feel. Inside, the cabin is a blend of minimalist retro charm and cutting-edge tech. The dashboard design nods to the original with a horizontal layout, but instead of analog dials, there's a configurable digital instrument cluster that can mimic the classic needle gauges or show full navigation and performance metrics. Peugeot's iCockpit design carries over with a small steering wheel, which feels perfect for a car that encourages enthusiastic driving. Alcantara-trimmed bucket seats with red stitching hold the driver snugly in place, while soft touch materials, aluminium accents, and ambient lighting give the interior a refined yet sporty character. It's a driver-focused cabin that doesn't forget the modern demand for comfort and connectivity. Under the hood, Peugeot has gone with a turbocharged 1.6-litre four-cylinder engine, a clear homage to the original's punchy performance without excessive weight. This new engine develops 215 horsepower and 280 newton-meters of torque, which might not sound monstrous in an age of 300 horsepower hot hatches, but paired with the GTI's featherlight 1,100 kilograms curb weight, it delivers a pure, nimble driving experience. Power is sent to the front wheels via a 6-speed manual gearbox, and enthusiasts will be happy to know that Peugeot has resisted the temptation to make an automatic version at least for now. Performance figures are impressive. The 2026 205 GTI sprints from 0 to 100 km per hour in just 6.2 seconds and has a top speed of 240 km per hour. But the raw stats are only part of the story. What truly sets this car apart is how it feels on the road. The steering is direct, with excellent feedback. The suspension set Yipper McPherson struts up front and a torsion beam at the rear, finely tuned by Peugeot Sport, who offers a perfect blend of road feel and compliance. It dances through corners with the same lively spirit that made the original famous, but with far better grip and stability. An electronic limited slip differential helps put power down cleanly, especially when exiting tight bends. Driving the new 205 GTI is a joy. It reminds you of what driving used to feel like: raw, mechanical, and engaging. There's a certain honesty in the way it behaves. No artificial engine sounds piped through the speakers, no gimmicky driving modes. There is a sport mode that sharpens throttle response and adjusts the steering weight, but for the most part, the GTI delivers its thrills through fundamentals, lightweight, balance, and responsive controls. Despite its focus on driving pleasure, Peugeot has ensured the 205 GTI is still practical enough for daily use. The rear seats are usable for adults on short trips, and the 270-litre boot is surprisingly spacious for a car of its size. The infotainment system features wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, integrated navigation, and a crisp 8-speaker audio system. Advanced safety tech such as adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, and a 360-degree camera system come standard, making this little firecracker as safe as it is fun. Peugeot's decision to go retro wasn't just about aesthetics, so it's a philosophical statement. In an age where hot hatches have become bloated and over-engineered, the 2026 205 GTI is a breath of fresh air. It's not trying to be the fastest on the now on quarter-burgering or the most luxurious in its segment. It's trying to be fun. That raw, analog joy of driving is something many cars today have lost, but this GTI has recaptured it. Peugeot has also hinted at a limited electric version that would carry the same design but use a compact F platform with a single motor and around 200 horsepower. However, purists can rest easier. The internal combustion version will remain the heart and soul of the 205 GTI lineup for the foreseeable future. One area where the new 205 GTI does reflect modern reality is pricing. Starting at around negation 33,000 in Europe, or equivalent pricing in other regions, it's not the cheap thrill the original once was. However, considering its performance, build quality, and the experience it offers, it still represents good value, especially compared to its more digital, less soulful rivals. And for those who remember the original or have dreamt of owning an E, the price may well be worth it. Enthusiasts will be pleased to know that Peugeot is offering a GTI Heritage Pack, which includes retro decals, gold-painted alloy wheels, and a numbered plaque on the dashboard. There's also an extensive list of factory options, including a lightweight track pack that shaves off 40 kilograms by removing rear seats and sound insulation while adding grippier tires and a more aggressive suspension tune. The 2026 Peugeot 205 GTI is more than just a nostalgic throwback. It's a statement of intent from Peugeot. It shows that driver engagement still matters, that small, light cars can be thrilling, and that modern cars don't have to sacrifice soul for technology. It's a car built for those who love the road and not just the destination, but the journey, the corners, the gear changes, and the sensation of being truly connected to a machine that responds to every input. While many modern hot hatches have become too complex or too powerful for their own good, this car returns to a formula that worked beautifully in the past: simplicity, lightness, and a focus on the driving experience. It's not the most high-tech, not the fastest, and certainly not the most practical in its class, but for many, it might just be the most enjoyable. The 2026 Peugeot 205 GTI is proof that performance doesn't have to mean brute force. Sometimes, all you need is a lightweight chassis, a responsive engine, a slick manual gearbox, and a road that curves ahead. In this new 205 GTI, Peugeot has rekindled the fire that made the original a legend, and in doing so, may have created another one.